My girlfriend got roped into something awful while cheating on me. I'm lost. I've been sitting here for about 15 minutes trying to figure out how to even start this because my mind is spinning and my thoughts are all over the place. So here's the backstory. I've been dating Sarah, name's changed, obviously, for just under 2 years now. She has this childhood friend named John who I never liked. The guy always seemed creepy, was constantly flirting with Sarah right in front of me throughout our entire relationship, and made some moves that made me uncomfortable. Now, about 2 weeks ago, Sarah and I got invited to a party by a friend we both know. I had a workshop that night so I couldn't go, and honestly with everything going on I wasn't planning to go anyway. I told Sarah I didn't want her to go either, but she insisted a lot and I didn't want to argue, so I let her. Later that day we ran into John and he asked if we were going to the party. Sarah said she was, but I wasn't, and he gave this weird smile and said something like, "If you're going, I guess I have to show up too." That smile and the way he said it just felt wrong to me. I didn't want to seem controlling, but the idea of those two being together all night made me uneasy. When we got home, I told her more firmly that I wasn't okay with her going, especially with John there. She said I was overreacting and shut down the conversation. So, I went to my workshop, she went to the party. Around 2 in the morning she wasn't home and wasn't answering my calls and I started to panic. Then one of her friends called me and said Sarah was found unconscious at the party and taken to the hospital. She was raped by John. After 2 days in the hospital and talking to the police, I brought her home. She told me John drugged her and dragged her upstairs in this huge house where the party was, and that's when it happened. She was a mess, wouldn't leave the apartment, wasn't eating, having nightmares. I tried everything to help her through it. I hated seeing her like that and felt devastated, but I also can't shake the feeling that I tried to warn her about John and the party and that she should have listened. I don't blame her for what happened, but I feel like maybe I could have done more. The worst part is that after it all, 2 other girls came forward about John doing the same thing. Turns out he's basically a serial rapist. Now Sarah is still in bad shape. She's lost weight, has panic attacks, won't leave the apartment even to get therapy. I'm trying to take care of her, but this morning a friend named Sam called me. He said a lot of people at the party saw Sarah flirting with John from the start. He told me she wasn't blackout drunk or anything, and some saw her holding John's hand and going upstairs with him. That made me feel sick. Sam said he wanted to tell me after the party but waited until now. I asked Sarah about it and she broke down and confessed she cheated on me. She said she was drunk, wanted some excitement, and took John upstairs herself. She kept apologizing and said John did rape her, but the cheating part was real. She said once they were in the bedroom fooling around he slipped her something and then forced himself on her. I don't know what to do now. She was raped, but before that, she cheated. I'm crushed and don't even want to look at her. I left and came to Sam's place because I'm overwhelmed. Sarah lost her job because of COVID, doesn't have her name on the lease, and I'm paying rent and groceries. She's become emotionally dependent on me, and if I leave her she'd have nowhere to go. Even though I'm angry, I don't want her to end up worse. I need advice, I'm lost. I don't know what to do. I needed some time to process everything and read through as many replies as I could, and I appreciate all the advice and messages, especially from people who went through similar things. I want to clear some things up first. Yeah, my story had gaps, and I am sorry about that, but at the time and even now, I was missing lots of info and was just trying to fill in what I could with what I knew. I also tried to keep the post shorter, so I left out some details that might have helped explain the situation better, and I will do my best to add those now. If you just want the update, skip ahead a bit. So, John is part of our social group and lives close by. Over the years, he made me uncomfortable with how he treated Sarah, constant comments about her body, putting his arm around her whenever he could, asking her to go to Europe with him last summer, just the two of them, poking her breasts when she wore tight clothes, and saying stuff like, "I was lucky to meet her when I did, or she'd already be with me." It was not just one thing but a bunch of stuff that added up to me feeling uneasy with her spending so much time with him. Sarah never encouraged him, at least not around me, but she didn't shut him down either, even after I told her my boundaries. She said it was just because they knew each other so well and were comfortable. A few other points: we are not in the United States, and while COVID is still an issue here, our area was pretty safe, and the party was just people from our social circle, about 30 to 40 people, at a friend's condo for the summer. It was not some big open party with hundreds of people, which in hindsight was dumb, but still not a huge crowd. About money, I am lucky my parents pay my tuition and whatever scholarships don't cover, so I can handle rent and groceries. Sarah's parents are strict and religious and only wanted to pay for local college, but she chose to go where I am. She lived in dorms for 2 years on financial aid, then moved in with me about a year ago since COVID stopped her from going home, and I have been paying full rent even though she lives with me full-time. Now, the actual update. I wish things were clearer, but honestly, they have just gotten worse. I spent days at Sam's place trying to get the real story by talking to friends before facing Sarah again. Multiple people told me Sarah started flirting with John and took him upstairs. When I first confronted Sarah, she did not say she planned to sleep with him, only that she let him upstairs. She was panicking so much I had a hard time getting more from her. I wanted to find any excuse to save us, but my mind told me it was probably over, at least for now. Despite that, I decided to let her stay rent-free until the end of October so she could get her life sorted. A few days later I called her and said I would listen if she told me the whole truth, and she agreed. That night I came home, we talked, and she cried but wasn't panicking. She told me she has always partied more than I do. I am not comfortable with drugs, but I went to parties with her sometimes. She did girls' nights and parties almost every weekend. Early in our relationship I told her I did not want to be with someone who used hard drugs because of my brother's history with addiction. She said she only smoked weed and drank. It turns out for about a year she started doing harder drugs when I wasn't there, often with friends including John going to do shrooms. I was shocked. When I asked about the night she was assaulted and if she planned to cheat, she said she did lead John upstairs but only wanted drugs, not sex. John told her it was cocaine but she tested positive for fentanyl and alcohol. She said he came onto her, she tried to resist, but she was too drugged to fight back. Later I asked about her relationship with John before the night and she admitted they kissed a few times around Christmas but didn't go further. She begged for forgiveness and said she was acting out because of her strict upbringing. I didn't know what to believe. I told her I needed time and left again to stay with Sam. I talked to friends she did drugs with and they confirmed she pressured them to keep it from me. It felt like so much of my relationship was built on lies. She was not the person I thought she was in life for who knows how long. I called her and told her it was over but she could stay until the end of October only if she found a therapist and got help. She lost it but I was firm and told her I'd be staying at Sam's for a while and hung up. Then the mess got worse. The next day I got bombarded with hate calls and messages from friends, family, and strangers because Sarah posted online that I kicked her out after she was raped and accused me of emotional abuse and stopping her therapy. I was shocked, heartbroken, and furious. I called her and told her she has 2 weeks to move out and I didn't want to hear from her. I spent the week fixing my reputation online and calling people. I lost friends and was doxxed and threatened but my boss supported me. Sam let me stay with him until Sarah left. She moves out Friday but I don't want to go back. I lost the only person I ever loved. I feel numb and don't know if I'm right or wrong anymore. Thanks to everyone who supported me. Someone's comment made me realize Sarah was still lying to me the second time we talked. She changed her story about what drug she was given, and I never caught it. The hospital never told me what was in her system, and I don't know much about drugs anyway. All the info I had came straight from her. Now, I don't even know if she was drugged against her will at all. I'm doubting everything. This is not the woman I thought she was. Honestly, I do not care anymore. She is out of my life now.